have you ever had those thoughts like, what am I here for? And so my husband Gabe and I decided to start our family. And there comes Natalie, the one you saw in that picture. But I was still having to get up super early. I had to be at work. I had to clock in at 7 a.m. And then I was home about 4:30 or 5, and just enough time to basically give her a bath, Natalie a bath, and put her into bed. And we were like, okay, there's got to be more to this life than that, right? And so we decided to start our own business, our own wellness company, where we took my corporate communication skills and combined them with my husband's wellness expertise. He was one of the best personal trainers, fitness trainers in Jacksonville, Florida. And what we did is we called on large corporations, billion-dollar corporations, and took their executive teams and got them in the best shape of their lives in 84 days. And that business, we were so full of joy and passion. We had the freedom to choose to show up. Cash flow model was a little tough. And then what happened 10 years later? So we've gone from the 80s, early 90s to 2009, and the recession happened, right? I think it was like a depression. And we were the first to be cut from the expenses of the billion-dollar corporation. And I remember by then we had 18 employees. I had to feed my kids. They were going to private school at the time, had a mortgage by then. And so I literally went into my master bedroom and I prayed, and I know many of us have, more challenging circumstances than the shortage of cash flow, but it was fearful for me and in a very tough time in my life. So, I can empathize more. So what we did, we didn't lay down though. We got up, got our boots on, and we flew up to Atlanta, Georgia. And my husband, Gabe, he was on stage giving a speech on how to turn your body into a fat burning machine. We were trying to drum up some cash. And after his speech, a complete stranger came up to him and said, have you ever heard of this dietary supplement that was featured on ABC Primetime in an investigative report? And that got his attention because our programming was mainly made up, our fitness programming at the time was made up of strength training, cardiovascular training, nutrition, a heavy emphasis in nutrition. And we just thought that was really important. And the main, we didn't recommend a lot of supplementation. We thought good nutrition was good enough, and it transformed our clients' bodies. So we flew home and we were working. We just happened to be working with the Mayo Clinic at the time. So I didn't really know this was going on in the back office, but he went to the Mayo Clinic and he said, how do I know if a product is the real deal? How do I know that it's valid? Because I just really believe in good nutrition. And the doctor at the time says, well, if you go to pubmed.gov, so if you're taking notes, type in pubmed.gov, and you type in the name of the product, and the product has some studies on it, peer-reviewed studies, you're onto something, not an ingredient, but the actual product. So he kind of checked the box. There happened to be a couple studies on this dietary supplement. Meanwhile, I'm starting to suspect and smell that this was not a traditional business model, that it was network marketing. And I really wasn't in a good space. I think I was just really closed-minded and a small thinker. And it may have just been the time I was in, a very stressful time, now that I look back. And so he dragged me to this meeting all the way across at a Panera, and on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, a vision was laid out of what our lives could look like. And I was starting to build a connection and trust. And I still didn't understand the science of this dietary supplement. But what I did see is that I could earn with consistency and hard work. I had an opportunity to earn 4% of global sales. And think about it. I ran the back end of our company. I managed the employees, the cash flow or the lack of cash flow. And that's what I saw. I saw leveraged income. And many times my husband's mentors of these billion-dollar corporations, these CEOs would tell us, one of them in particular said, you know, Gabe, you need to figure out how to earn leveraged income. Like, for example, our company, his pharmaceutical company would sell, for example, a Band-Aid and then get paid over and over again as that doctor's office continued to reorder. And that was leveraged income. So I was making sure I wasn't sharing the screen. And so, you know, that had always stuck with me. And we had actually, as our small business, tried to move our business to try to earn some leveraged income. Thus, the 18 employees. We were trying to start an online platform, which took a lot of cash flow. So when I heard that I could profit in 4% of global sales, that got me. And I also sat there and I thought, you know what? I think I can do this project. I think I could do this business based on what I just heard with that mentorship and a system they had in place. So we got ourselves an ID number. We started the business, the network marketing business. And one of the first things they told us to do 30 days later was to go to this training. And so I'll never forget, we really didn't have the money to go, but we were coachable. We did what we were told to do because it was a new profession, a new business model. So up in front of the room, I'll never forget, there was this gentleman with gray hair and a gray tweed coat. And he was talking some super deep science. So if any doctors are on the line watching, you know, I'm not going to go into all the science because I am definitely not a doctor. And he started to talk about how and why we age. This concept called oxidative stress or cellular stress. And so real simplistically, you know, I always talk about it in terms of like this apple, right? See how it's browning right there? You know, that's the browning of the apple is oxidation, similar to what he was talking about our body. So we have like browning in our body, we're aging. That's how we age, as that oxygen hits that apple. But think about it, I'm from Daytona Beach, right? And my parents gave me this super old Toyota Corolla. It was blue with a hatchback in the back. And we would drive it to the beach every day. And it got all this rust on the back. In those days, you would get rust. And that is oxidative stress, right? Cellular stress, oxidation. And there was nothing you could do about it. It just kept getting older and rustier and worse. So that was like our bodies in the inside. So what causes this? You know, I had never heard of these concepts. I had been in the wellness space for years. In fact, you know, since, you know, I can remember, I had been in this wellness space and never heard of this concept called oxidative stress. So I'm going to share the screen with you real quick. And what causes it? You know, and my husband always says, you know, if you breathe, you have cellular stress. And put your business hat on for a minute and think about, you know, think of the opportunity. If everyone who breathes could use our dietary supplement, think how big that is. The food we eat, is it real food? I'm always looking at the labels. What we drink, we exercise, the sun hitting our eyes. So we can't escape oxidative stress. And what does it do? Uncontrolled oxidative stress, what does it do to our organs? It affects our heart, our lungs, our brain. So until LifeVantage, there was no solution to effectively lower oxidative stress. No amount of fruits or vegetables, right? That was our wheelhouse. We believed that good fruits, vegetables, limited vitamins, we knew that special potions or tablets didn't do much good. We knew that already. We knew that was a myth. Until this dietary supplement called Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. And this is what it looks like. The little golden activator. It's the only thing proven, clinically proven, to get rid of 40% of that rusting or that browning in our bodies, right? This golden yellow pill. So the doctor's up there, this world-renowned doctor who's literally changed mankind, talking about the enormity of this golden yellow pill. That someone had brought him a bunch of plants. And I will never forget, he told my husband, Gabe, it was like finding a needle in a haystack. And he combined turmeric, green tea, ashwagandha, bacopa, and milk thistle together. And you're like, well, Jill, I take turmeric tablets. I drink green tea. I'm good. I'm good, Jill. But think of it, I want you to think about it like a cookie, like a chocolate, really good chocolate chip cookie. And think about, you've got the flour, the sugar, the butter, the oil, the vanilla, right? And when you pull them all together and they're synergistically combined, and they create that amazing gooey cookie, right? It's a completely different product, right? It's a cookie now. And that's what I need you to do, is think of it like a completely different product. These 5 ingredients work synergistically, not one and done. Or think about it, if you took them individually, it would be like taking a Dixie cup full of water and throwing it on an enormous fire. And what would that do? Almost nothing. When they're combined synergistically into this little yellow activator, it's like putting that sprinkler system on that fire. It's reducing that browning. It's reducing the oxidation that's taking place in our bodies. Again, my husband says, if you're into sports, one and done, which team do you want to be on? The one and done team, or 1 in 1 million per second? When they're combined, they're 1,800 times more powerful. And this has led to, just think about it, when we looked at PubMed, there were only 2 studies. And look at all the studies now. I just looked before we jumped online. There are 28 peer-reviewed studies on a dietary supplement. It's unheard of for $50. It's unheard of. So what does that mean in terms of an opportunity for you and I? When all those studies start coming out, what they started to do is start to connect the dots. And they realized, I'm going to try to use my little handy dandy pen here. They realized that this was an NRF2 activator. Think of it like kind of like a Nerf football, NRF2. And you know what the journals are saying about NRF2? It may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. Are you kidding me? We didn't know that much when we first got started, and we ran with our hair on fire, educating people on the magnitude of this new paradigm in health and the opportunity it created for each and every one of us on this call tonight. Now we have 7 patents, so we're continually protected. We've been on NBC, Wall Street Journal, The Today Show, ABC News, PBS, and Dr. Phil. See, like Jill, you know, I don't quite see what you do. I know you're from Daytona and you got this amazing pill and you're in network marketing, but I don't understand this concept, you know, and I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it like this. I'm an independent distributor. I'm a contractor for, I like using independent distributor for a publicly traded company called LifeVantage. And I want you to think about, I always think about one of my friends, Howie. He used to sell Izod golf shirts he was an independent contractor or distributor of Izod shirts, and he would sell them to the different golf venues around the city, you know, the golf shops. Or my nephew, he works for Instagram as an independent distributor. He shops and delivers groceries for Instacart. Or when I go to the airport, right, I hire an Uber. They are independent contractors for Uber. We are no different other than, and what am I so passionate about? That leveraged income. With LifeVantage as an independent distributor, we earn percentages of product sales of other distributors and customers as our team, as we mentor, as we work and build our teams with consistency and hard work. And I want you to think of it. I'm going to show you that last slide again. Is think of it like a network, and we're just connecting like we're doing right now, connecting all over the globe. And it's so beautiful and so amazing and such a win for so many people, because it combines that entrepreneur spirit, that independence of owning your own business, but having LifeVantage manage a lot of those moving parts. And the story behind LifeVantage, I do have to share a little bit more. I know we're tight on time, but it started off in 2003 as a publicly traded company, but they did not have a strong sales and marketing strategy in place. And so they have this profound product created by this world-renowned scientist, but no distribution, no marketing, no sales. And the sales are just flat. In fact, it's in the GNC store selling about a half a bottle a month in a traditional retail model. Then you know what happens? That ABC primetime hits the airways. It's this amazing one-time commercial that we all get to use today, but that was it. It was a one-time commercial. Sales go through the roof, stock goes through the roof, and then everything goes back to almost nothing. A consultant comes in 2009 and says, hey, guys, this needs to go network marketing. And they're like me, psychic damage, you know, they didn't like that model. But as a last-ditch effort, they flipped the switch basically as they were moving. In fact, when I heard about it in 2009, this product, this little amazing golden activator was in the GNC stores. And so now this company is gone from 2 million, 3 million in annual sales to over 200 million. It's headquartered in Utah, and it's gone from a penny stock to the NASDAQ. It's debt-free, and its board now includes executives from Coca-Cola, Airbnb, Amazon, SC Johnson, and one of our latest board members is Erin Brockovich, which is so fun. You know, it's just so fun. And it just validates what we're doing. We're in 23 countries. When we started, we were in just a couple. And you go trends. Okay, now I want you to, put your business hat on for a minute. Whether it's traditional business or this opportunity, there's some boxes we need to check. And we've already checked the product, the validity of the product. Check. The company is solid. NASDAQ, over 200 million, proven track record, right? But now I need you to check the box of trends, right? And this is the wellness space. And, I've taken this space for granted when I talk about trends or sectors, that wellness sector, because I've been in that space since I was a young adult. I actually in college was one of those 1980s aerobics instructors. So I've been in this space my entire life, but never in our history, have people ever been more concerned with their health than today. And over the last 8 years, we've had a 60% increase in wellness, in this wellness space. 60% increase. So I want you to check the box because we're in the right place. A trend is the direction LifeVantage is moving. We have more than just that little yellow activator. We have anti-aging, skincare, weight loss, hair products, energy. And of course, I give this little yellow activator to my amazing dog, Abby. And this is all encompassing in this wellness sector. So think, we started with one product, and now our team generates $1 million in monthly sales. Now we have 20 offerings, and we're about to launch our new CBD enhanced nerve tube body care, which I'm already sampling some. It's so fun. And another box we need to check is that timing. And you go, well, Jill, I'm watching tonight. I think I've missed the boat. This thing's been going on 12 years now, right? But we've just laid the foundation. That's the beautiful part. Look where you sit. Look at that little purple asterisk down there. You're an early adopter. This is a momentum curve you're looking at. Think about it. And I'm serious right now. I'm looking at you thinking, we need your leadership. We need your leadership to take us through the next phase of momentum, to expand globally, but more importantly, and even a bigger vision to change lives. The next box we need to check is, what's in it for me? How can I make some money? I'm money motivated, Jill. I want to win. I want to take this to the top, right? And think about it. I earned a salary and I could get 5% increase every year. I earned hourly as well. I started off making $9 an hour. My husband was commission only, but he still had a very limited space to grow. So his income was pretty much capped, even though he was 100% commission. So when we look, if you're new to network marketing, it gets a little confusing. But what they do is pay you your value to the marketplace. And my husband, Gabe, loves that because he says, Jill, nobody can stop me. I can make, if I work hard and consistently, I can earn as much money as I want. And in network marketing, there's two categories of commissions. We get paid weekly. And for us, that was so huge. Weekly and daily now and weekly. And what that did for our family is it actually bought us groceries. It kept gas in the car. And eventually it also generated $2,200 a month to keep our kids in private school. However, like I mentioned earlier, if you can refer back to network marketing, at LifeVantage, if you work consistently and hard, you can earn that leveraged income, that piece that we all want, where we can sell. If you're talking about the pharmaceutical rep I was talking about, sell the Band-Aid one time, right? And continue to have those reorders. And that is what's true in our opportunity as well. If I'm never going off this little amazing activator ever, I continue to purchase month after month after month. And so does my team. And that's how that income, that leveraged income, is generated. So, this past year, over the last 5 years, my mom has passed away, and recently my dad. And never before could I think about the peace of mind. I was able to go back down to my dad's home and help take care of him and take care of all his affairs. Where can you do that where I worked before? Was when I was getting paid hourly or by salary, and I always had to check in and ask for permission. This is your own business, and I have an opportunity to generate that leveraged income. And I want to tell you, this is our average annual earnings disclosure. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about these ranks, so you start to see the kinds of incomes that are being earned right now at LifeVantage. This is a document, a legal document. So think about when you start a new job, you typically at the bottom, and we earn our way up those ranks. And it's very similar here in network marketing, but you're actually generating the revenue or the volume points for your own business. For a distributor, at a Pro 1, you're generating 1,000, Pro 2, 2,000, all the way up to Master Pro 10, which is 1 million in monthly sales volume. But let's say you want to target that Pro 3, get really focused about earning that $626 a month. That might make a difference on a car payment, an extra vacation, school, private school for the children, or just some extra spending cash. We had our eyes set on that Pro 5 position. We needed to earn $2,200 extra a month. And so we focused and targeted on that Pro 5 position, and then quickly moved to the Pro 7 position, which is 100,000 in group volume. And what that means to you and to me is that that was my opportunity to earn that share, to share in global revenues, 1% of global revenues. That was my time. And at Pro 8, you get to share in two of those shares, 2%. Pro 9 is 3% of global sales, and Master Pro 10 is 4%. And that's what got me, that I could share in global sales. And this is a pie to illustrate that same concept. So, you're thinking, well, okay, so how much does it cost to get started? That's what kept going into my head. How much? Because I had no cash flow. And our mentor said, start off on this platinum pack, this $1,200 pack. It's like opening a tire store with your tires. You also get a 35% discount on all the products. It's basically just opening that tire store, like I said, with the tires. You're opening your store with your product lines. And also you get an event pass. We have a July Elite Academy coming up, and then convention. So that's included in this pack. So again, we just did what our mentor said. We checked the box. We did what he said. But then I was like, we got to get that money back. We don't have that cash flow. So the next question is, how do I get my return on investment? How do I get back in the black? So then you share this with your friends and family, like we're doing right now on this Facebook group. And if they too get started on that platinum pack, there's other packs get with the person that invited you and go over those packs. But again, our mentor said to get started on this pack, if you get 3 people started, if you share this vision, if you move to change their life, you'll earn $400 when they get started. And that's called a Smart Start bonus. So there, right there, 400, 400, 400, 1,200, you get your return on investment. And then I wanted to know, okay, well, how much does it cost to operate my business? My gym business, I spent $50,000 a month on payroll. I had 18 employees and that cash flow was tough. And so in order to be paid all those ways you saw, the 6 different ways, the front end and the back end, we need $200 in what they call personal volume. And then I didn't even have the $200. But what's beautiful is that you can offset that. We offset it with my mom, my aunt, and my sister, and my brother. And we offset that expense. So the only requirement we had was the $50 bottle of the NRF2 activator. That's all we had. That was our overhead. And you think you're operating potentially, if you earn that, a multi-million-dollar business. It costs $1,200 to get started. That's it. Your overhead is basically $200 a month, but the upside is so enormous. I mean, where can you start off with that low barrier entry for a business? Our gym business cost a fortune to get started, and our wellness companies cost a fortune to create and build to what it was 10 years later. I really think, having been part of a corporation, owning my own traditional business, and then being part of a network marketing project, this is the perfect meld. I work off my laptop. I'm touching people around the globe. In fact, we were on a call with Netherlands just the other night. We can share through social media now. I'm a little bit older, so I love kneecap to kneecap. I love a coffee shop meeting as well, but I'm not limited anymore. I don't have to go get on a plane to go to Europe. No physical locations, assets, no inventory. I have no inventory when we have simply an online shopping portal. We're constantly giving back. I remember one of our first organizations was Cure Duchenne. We were so passionate about Cure Duchenne because of the effects. We loved that organization. Smiles and Wounded Warrior, just to name a few. So we're constantly giving back because think about it. When you start to generate these kind of incomes, we all have a responsibility to give back. So a vision for all of us. Think about what we've done over the last 12 years. We've gone from a retail model to a network marketing model. The new model took LifeVantage from 3 million to over 200 million in sales. We went from a penny stock to the NASDAQ. We went from 1 to 7 patents, 3 peer-reviewed studies to 28, 1 product to 20, 1 country to 23. Now, what will the next 5 years look like for LifeVantage? What are they going to look like for you, most importantly? What are you going to change? Or do you want change? This is simply an opportunity, a business opportunity, a vehicle to go from A to Z. And then you have to ask yourself, truly ask yourself, because you have to believe, can I do this? And if I can do this, I could barely talk when I started this business, then you could do this. We have incredible mentorship, incredible teams. I always think about, like when we raise kids, it takes a village. And that's what we have here at LifeVantage. I know it kind of sounds cliche, but we all work together for everyone's success. Everybody is lifting each other up. The corporate staff, the sidelines, uplines, they say it's like rainbows and unicorns. We also I'm just not speaking. We have social sharing. We have an incredible app that builds continually on artificial intelligence. We connect with the team. We have regional and corporate trainings. And you know what I love is that you actually take control. You are responsible. You are the owner of your business. So where do you go from here? I always ask everyone, you may need more information. Please find a reason not to take the product, and you won't, our product lines. Find a reason not to do this business, and you won't. Get with the person that invited you tonight. At the very least, become a customer. And at the very least, join our team. Get an ID tonight. I wanted to really wrap up with the name of our company. We are LifeVantage. We are one LifeVantage. And we sit at the top of a mountain looking out at a vantage point like no other, really, like I've never seen before. And so tonight, you sit at our same vantage point looking and having the ability to truly impact lives. So I want each and every one of you really connect tonight, make a difference, and know this is an opportunity to change your life. So again, stand at that vantage point and join us here at LifeVantage. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm so honored and excited to connect with each and every one of you. I love you, and thank you for having me on tonight. Take care, everyone. Good night.